of a backstory on how the rematch got done when it seemed like for a while it wasn't going to be December 3rd.
Yeah, I always wanted the rematch. I was actually inquiring about it. I was actually talking to my promoter about it, talking to my manager about it, pushing for the fight. It just looked like the fight was going to happen, but it wasn't going to happen immediately. So I kind of backed off, and then what we did was we tried to go after one of the title holders, Canelo, Bundrich, one of those guys. And what happened was they didn't bite. We couldn't really get anybody to fight us. And then this fight, my manager calls me, Cameron Duncan. He calls me up. He says, "Listen, I got you a fight, and it's gonna be Delvin." And I was like, "Oh, here we go, perfect." So this is exactly what I wanted. And it's probably must have been over at least I'd say 12, probably even more weeks ago. And we started camp shortly after, and I've been in camps ever since, man. So everything's going very well. I'm happy about it, man. This fight's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great night of fighting. This rematch might be the fight of the night. The first one is still a contender for Fight of the Year, just might get it. In that fight, it was a grueling fight. You took a lot of punishment. You gave a lot of punishment. Your eye was closed. Pawel, how do you approach? I mean, this is the first time that has happened to you where now you're facing the guy again. What type of a difference do we see now? I mean, you're fighting a guy again that you're already in a war with. It has to change the game plan and the mindset just a little bit, no?
Well, of course it's going to change. First I'm planning on fighting with both eyes. We're seeing with both eyes. That's number one. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be changes made. Of course, you got to get smarter. You got to get better. I mean, you got to learn. It was such a close fight, even though I still think that I won. I watched the fight numerous times. I still think that I won the fight. It was a close fight. It was a great fight. But this time I got to show that I'm better. So, definitely getting ready for it. It's going to be an exciting night, man. Everything's going very well for me. So, let's get it on. It's going to be good.
Now, you said you've watched the fight again since then.
Yeah.
I mean, how different, if at all, is a fight, especially of that magnitude when it's nonstop? How is the magnitude and the perception a little different from when you watch it afterwards than actually when it was going on? Was it very close to what you felt was going on in the ring as it happened when you're watching it on film?
Yeah. I mean, it was going along the way I pretty much pictured that I remembered it that night. It was, the only thing that kind of struck me as different, the eye was way swollen than I thought it was. And, seeing it on tape, seeing it on TV was like, wow, that's pretty bad. And then also, I kind of thought that the eye started swelling later in the fight, but it was between 6 and 7. Like seventh round, like when I went seventh round when I walked out, it was huge, and I kind of thought it was later on. I thought it was like ninth round. You know what I mean? So I didn't know it was that bad that early. So that was the only difference. But basically, how the fight progressed, how I fought, what I did. Of course, there's mistakes that I've made that I have to correct. But I pretty much, it was pretty much the way I remembered it is the way I saw it on tape.
Now, is this a rematch scheduled for 10 rounds, or is it going to be more rounds?
No, it's going to be a 10-rounder, just like the last. Yeah, just like the last one.
And you're concentrating now. You're a guy that we've had on a couple of times, and it fascinates me because those who don't know, first-time listeners or what have you, you're a guy who works construction full time, and you get the time off when you have these types of fights. But this time you're fighting pretty much in your backyard, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
How lucky? I mean, do you consider that lucky that you're fighting close to home? I've heard a lot of people say that it's sometimes added pressure.
No, I don't even look at it that way. I'm happy the fight is going on. It's getting closer and closer. Fighting at home, it's great. But what the difference is, when you were talking about me working full time and doing construction. It's the different thing is usually I would take, for most fights, I take about 6 weeks off. So that means, look, I'm always in the gym, but what I mean is my camp will be 6 weeks. So that means I'd have 5 weeks of hard training, and then I would take the last week off, just to pretty much just to rest up before the fight. For this fight, as soon as we knew about the fight, we automatically, my boss, that he loves boxing, he supports me 100%. As soon as he heard as soon as I told him about the fight that it's going to be happening December 3rd, automatically he said to me, "Listen, man, take off, concentrate on what you got to do. It's a huge shot for you. Just train and win." So I'm for this fight, I'm gonna have 10 weeks of actual camp, 10 weeks of training. So it's gonna be nothing's gonna be messed up. Nothing's gonna be no cut corners. It's gonna be the right training that a professional fighter should get for a fight of this magnitude.
All right, and Mad Boxing Genius, one of your close friends, Mad Boxing Genius. Any questions for Pawel tonight?
Hey, Pawel, how you doing today, brother? Nice to talk to you again.
No problem. Hey, brother, how are you?
Doing all right. Just trying to keep up with the ever-changing world of boxing.
Yeah.
But before I get into a few questions, I just want to know. And please refresh my memory, but I was under the impression that the fight with Devlin was for the IBA championship. Was I wrong, or is that because you just said it was a 10-round fight, right?
No, it is for the IBA title, but it's 10 rounds. I don't know why that should be belt should be 12 rounds, right? I don't know. It's definitely a 10-rounder though.
Mm-hmm. So you just mentioned that you're getting 10 weeks to train for this fight.
That's right.
Usually, yeah, and usually you only get 6.
Yeah.
Is there a little bit of a concern that you might overtrain for this fight? Because I mean, you are used to training 6 weeks and doing very well for yourself. Is there any concern about that?
Definitely. I mean, if you're gonna push it for 10 weeks, balls to the wall, of course you're gonna burn out. You know what I mean? But you know what? Over the years, I'm pretty smart. I know how to rest up. I know if I'm not sparring well, if I don't feel well, if my legs are tired. That's the big thing for me. If my legs are not springy, if my legs aren't a little bit tired, I don't spar well. I don't move well. So we know now that I got to take some time off. Not do anything in the night before I spar. Just take an easy day. Also, the day before I spar, just take it easy in the gym. Maybe just a little bit of shadow boxing, just to sweat. Don't go too hard. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You got to monitor all those things. You got to be smart about it. You can't, like I said, you can't be going all out because you're going to just burn out. You're going to overtrain. So yeah, but listen, right now it's going well. I'm resting the right way. I feel great. Everything's been going the right way, so don't worry.
Now, one thing, and I got to keep this moving because we're pressed for time, but I want a couple more questions for you, Pawel.
Sure.
After that fight with Rodriguez, I didn't think it was possible that you could get in the ring again this year. Any concerns about the eye? I mean, I thought for sure you would be gone for at least until April of 12th. The eye
Really?
looked that bad. Yeah, you're proving us all wrong, but is there any concern about it? Everything's working well with the eye.
Everything's fine. I've been sparring. I've as soon as this one went down, so let me see, I fought in July. Probably, I'd say around mid-August, about a month after, I was already, doing, light sparring, but I was obviously getting hit. Ever since then, I've had no problems with my eyes. I had no problems with my face, no swelling. I'm very confident. My face should be fine. Listen, this is boxing. Anything can happen. I feel great. I had a great camp. So I'm not worried. I don't even think about that stuff, man. Whatever happens, we're just gonna go all out, no matter what.
Hey, you are a warrior. Boxing needs a lot more guys like you. And we wish you luck on December the 3rd. It's going to be a great night. You're on the same card with Brandon Rios. Obviously, Cotto, Margarito. I don't like to give him too much play, but I would love to see Cotto get his revenge. a great night of boxing, but you can't worry. You yourself, you can't be a fan until your fight is over.
Yeah, I don't even think about it. But we also got Mike Jones fighting. That's going to be exciting. I mean, yeah, that night I got Glenn, my friend Glenn Tapia from Jersey. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of great fights, man. It'll be awesome.
All right, and that is December the 3rd, Madison Square Garden. I'm hoping I'm there covering the fight. If I am, I'd love